Hi, what would you do with such a cab anyway? Some polar PSU too dangerous. What do you mean PSU? I'm just vibing with my stuff and do something with it. I am just on soldering it. I mean, like, I am currently learning how to design stuff, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Hello everyone, this is Neville here, and I'm currently in the process of making my very own power bank. Capacitors are cool, they hold charge. If I plug it in, nothing happens yet until I press the button. And it's gonna take around 10 minutes to fully discharge these capacitors, which are in total 9.8 millifarads. The maximum voltage of these is 6.3 volts, which is not yet unsoldered from the amplifier that I'm unsoldering right now to get the parts from. Yeah, this is the first thing that came into my head when I saw these capacitors. Just make a phone charge bank, phone energy bank, something, you know? And if I unplug the thing, it still works. The LED is still shining. If I press the button, nothing happens because that's now an open circuit. That doesn't do anything right now. But as you can see, it's a very simple discharging circuit. First of all, these capacitors charge up when you hit the button. And now the plus sides of the capacitors are giving their charges from the from plus to the LED to a pre-resistor to like not blow up the thing, you know. And back there is the minus that also connects to both the minuses of the capacitors and ground, as you can see here. I'm going to apply a similar concept to my capacitor bank, and for connecting hang on. So these are just a few of the capacitors, and those are a lot more capacitors and some inductances, but I don't know how to work with inductances yet, so they will be left out. This is a gigantic 12 millifarad capacitor from the amplifier. It's actually from Sony themselves, who also made the amplifier. And as you can see, there are a lot more capacitors to unsolder. You can see capacitors everywhere in the PCBs, and I am working on unsoldering almost every except for multiple in this adapter, because this adapter is the power adapter, and it is of course specifically designed for 240 or 30 volts of AC current, yeah, nice me, voltage from the power line. And the words, as you can see, it's only 470 microfarads and 400 volts, which is not a lot, concerning the capacitor bank will run at 5 volts to charge up a phone, of course. And yeah, and the LED is still shining bright. It takes around 5 minutes for it to be an unuseful emission. And I will also add a feature using some diodes. And there are 0.7 volt voltage drop. And I will use those as different sort of modes for the capacitor bank. So at moment t x equal to 0, the capacitor will be charged at almost 5 volts or maybe above 5 volts, depending on how good the plug adapter is. And by time to time, the voltage will drop logarithmically, fast at first and then slowly at the end. And I will use diodes with their voltage drops and minimum voltages to short. And I will use exactly those things in order to add different modes. For instance, maximum output. For those sort of things, I have a lot of voltage regulators, as you can see here. And I will definitely use at least one, maybe with the one with this heatsink, or maybe with one with an iron heatsink. Or actually, thermoconductivity of copper is a little bit better. However, this one is bigger. I will just use a voltage regulator, and I will research which one is better, because there are multiple voltage regulators. So yeah, that's it for now. I will use this copper sheet, which is actually made for isolating or like protecting this circuit, which is the main part of the amplifier. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. So this basically conducts any sort of influences and radiation from the outside of the circuit, or just generally outside of the amplifier and everything else. It's just a safety feature, which is to my advantage right now because I don't have an unisolated copper wire. Although I could unisolate these, it would be a pain. But I also want to make sure that I keep the resistance as low as possible in order for less power to be lost. Hello, I'm back, and as you can see here, I finished creating the layout of the capacitor. In total, this thing has a capacitance of 12 plus 6 millifarads, so that is equal to 18 millifarads, and it's actually pretty cool. Here I built a simple circuit to charge the capacitors up, and an LED for indication if it's charged or not. If I correctly plug it in, as you can see, nothing happens because, well, they aren't really charged right now. However, if I press this button here, you see that the LED starts to glow, or it just emits light now, and I'm not pressing a button anymore, so it definitely is not connected to the power outlet anymore. As you can see here, I have disconnected this resistance. I'm gonna disconnect minus and plus of the power now. And yeah, it just keeps the charge, and it can actually power this LED for around 15 minutes, around that area. And if I do the following, I take this piece of wire and then I carefully get close. I'm not pressing the button and this isn't connected anywhere right now. If I get close and short these, you saw there was a spark there. And the same thing happens on this copper plane. Ooh, it even leaves some burn mark on the copper. I think it partially melts the copper because of the heat. Because if I do the following, no. Oh, it didn't work. Nice. It just stays there. So currently it is partially molten into the copper because of how much current there was flowing through right there right now. Like, this if I add more capacitors to this, because I am planning to fill out this entire copper plane, and as you can see, there are 4 strips, and these ones are connected so far. Yeah, it's gonna have quite the punch. I actually don't know how many amps that were flowing through there right now, but it was a lot. So yeah. It was honestly satisfying. But yeah, that is all I got for today. Tomorrow I have my online classes. I'm pretty sure a few of you also have online classes, so good luck for this week, and especially the homeworks. And I'll see you next time.